had to become her. I really did. It was something that I felt so deep in my heart as this honest truth that I felt like so many women could create, which was wealth from home. We don't have to choose motherhood and or career profession. We get to have both and we get to blend them in such a beautiful way. I climbed the corporate ladder. I was one of the only females promoted as a non-engineer. I remember in the grind, pregnant, driving to basically downtown Capitol Hill and thinking, how in the world am I going to keep up this pace and be an intentional mom?
Welcome to Cake for Dinner. This is not your everyday mom podcast. We laugh, we curse, we tell the truth, and we're here to ditch the perfection culture. Today's guest is Alexia Ferrari, known online as the Millionaire Homemaker, a woman who has built a huge platform around the idea that motherhood, homemaking, and ambition do not have to compete. She left a traditional corporate path, built something of her own from home, and now helps women rethink money, identity, and what success can actually look like. Alexia, welcome to Cake for Dinner.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, I'm super excited. So if you're okay, let's jump right into it.
Yes, let's do it.
So for someone meeting you for the first time, how did Alexia Ferrari become the Millionaire Homemaker?
Oh, well, I have to say, I had to become her. I really did. It was a philosophy. I wasn't her when I started posting, online under that name. It was something that I felt so deep in my heart as this honest truth that I felt like so many women could create, which was wealth from home. So we don't have to choose motherhood and or career profession. We get to have both and we get to blend them in such a beautiful way, which honors our talents and gifts when it's stewarded correctly, and when it's in alignment with your true authenticity, your deepest desires, all of those things. So I really had to step into it, and just become her, whatever that was going to mean for me, because I was so far from it. I was in the depths of motherhood, just like mom bun every day, sweatpants, coffee stains on my shirt. I probably hadn't showered for 2 days, And I know that that's a very relatable space for most moms. And
Totally.
I'm still there a lot of days,
Yeah, I was going to say, my kids are older and I'm still there.
Right? Because we have a lot of things going on. But, I didn't start as an entrepreneur. And that's what I want most people to know about me, is that I come from the corporate space. So I've spent 15 plus years supporting in the aerospace systems engineering community, believe it or not. So
Wow.
I climbed the corporate ladder. I was one of the only females promoted as a non-engineer, doing things like leadership development, project management, related to corporate communications, PR, marketing, all of those things. And I remember in the grind, pregnant, driving to basically downtown Capitol Hill and thinking, how in the world am I going to keep up this pace and be an intentional mom? How am I going to do that? And I didn't have an answer. And I went through my entire pregnancy praying every morning. I'd pray every day, drive into my van pool, which God love them. I had Navy guys that would carpool with me and they would drive me, my pregnant butt, all the way to work, for the 3-hour drive just there some days, okay? So I spent a lot of time in the car. My ankles were so swollen by the end of my pregnancy. That's all I'll say. I was like one big swollen, I think I had 30 pounds of fluid on me. I looked unrecognizable, like unrecognizable. It was stressful, to say the least. But, I didn't have it figured out. And I didn't have it figured out even after I gave birth. And I remember, I was coming up on 8 weeks postpartum. So I was getting ready the night before to go into, work, waking up at 4 a.m. to hop in the car, to drive to DC from, the country, more or less. And I went in. I remember leaving early because I was so anxious because my baby was at home with somebody I interviewed 2 weeks ago. I don't even know this person. I'm just trusting that she is okay and everything's going to be fine. And I came home and believe it or not, that night I got a call from my CEO and he's like, Alexia, we are shutting down tomorrow. nobody's coming into the office. We're completely shutting down. This global pandemic it's hit. It's in full swing. I need you to draft, our PR campaign for how we are going to talk to our internal public, our external public, and what we're going to do to calm the noise and keep people feeling like they're safe, be with us. And so I did that, and I never went back to work again in a traditional sense.
Wow. I
I
think in that
I
way,
know.
COVID was, not that COVID was good for anything, but I think the experience being home led to many new careers.
Oh, it opened my eyes to a whole world I knew nothing about. This work
Hmm.
from home life, this idea that I could build something from my kitchen table, also have breakfast, lunch with my baby, come and do play sessions. Because guess what? You're spending so much time with people you don't know at the water cooler, or
Right.
wasting
Right.
these precious moments. To do your core work takes a lot less time than you actually think. You're spending time with the commute, with the jib jab, all the things, all the meetings that probably don't need to happen. There's a lot of excess happening in corporate,
Sure.
and it's part of the culture. And so while some of it is necessary, I don't think all of it is, but there's a lot of time spent doing those things. And so
Hmm.
when I started working from home, I realized, wow, like I am efficient. I can streamline. I was actually certified in Lean Six Sigma, so like I looked at it through that lens. Like, okay, like where's the excess in my time, and like how can we streamline this and make it super efficient so I can maximize my time with my baby? And I did just that. And I was able to really build a meaningful career during that year, long time where nobody was in the office,
Hmm.
from home. And I had this spark of inspiration. I had always helped entrepreneurs, with their monetization strategy, with their strategy for positioning themselves in the marketplace as a side hustle, if you will. But I had never thought about how do we take someone with a talent and gift and allow them to build a full blown career or business from home, from the kitchen table. I'm doing it as a corporate professional. We
Right.
can definitely help other women, mothers who have this desirement, have this like great thing they want to share. I don't care if it's, dog grooming or how to do dog grooming or organizing or cooking, or anything under the sun. What is that thing that you're passionate about? Let's turn it into a business and let's figure out a way so you can do it from home, so you can really get into the joy that is life. Because I feel like most of us are on this rat wheel, and I
Yes.
have been on it. It is exhausting. There's just not a lot of time. It feels like time is just like sucked away from you, and you're in the same cycle
Right.
every single day.
And I
You
think
know?
even becoming a mom, sort of points you in the direction of reprioritizing a variety of things, and
Yeah,
time certainly being one of them.
yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, I think time is it's a beautiful thing. It's a gift, and how we choose it and how we choose to spend it intentionally. It makes a difference between what the results are going to be in our life and whether or not we're
Sure.
really feeling that joy that we're supposed to feel,
Hmm.
accomplishing the things that we want to, and or we just kind of letting time go by to go by. And I don't think that's the way God designed us to live. I think He wants to challenge us, like in terms of bringing forth our best selves, our talents and gifts, letting them rise to the surface. Sometimes that's hard to do,
Hmm.
because you're getting into areas of growth, and growth feels uncomfortable, for a lot of
Yeah.
us, but it is possible to do. And
And I
it's
think there's a little guilt there too for moms. Like, when you're spreading yourself thin, whether you're at home or not, when you start to embark on something
yeah,
that's for you,
yeah.
I think that sort of goes along with it.
I mean, I think so too. I think moms feel like they have to give all of themselves,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
to be a good mother. And what I would
Hmm.
challenge you to think about if you're listening to this episode is when you give something back to yourself, you actually can show up as a much better parent because
Yeah.
your battery is full. And it's not that your kids don't fuel your battery, because they do, but they also drain it. they
Right.
also
Right.
require a lot. So if we can think about those core things, whether it's a business or not, what are those
Mhm.
fundamental things that are going to recharge you? And for a lot of us, especially if you're kind of like, you come from that boss babe, like millennial energy, which I do.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I wore the pantsuits every day. That's where how
Mhm.
I showed up like every single day. And so when you're going that fast and you stop, when your motherhood comes and you're kind of forced to sit still, it can feel super uncomfortable. And it did for me for a long time. And I just had to get to a place where I was like, well, that's okay. It's okay to be still. It brings up things and you have to work through them. But it's also okay if that is you and you want to build.
Sure.
Because when you build something and your children are watching, they believe their dreams are possible too. They
Totally.
believe that they can go after it too. So carve the way, be a pioneer, and build in the cracks of your time is what I always say.
Speaking of that, my kids are like, I mean, I have 19, 19, and 12. And when I embarked on this whole like social media
Yeah.
adventure, I think they were kind of like, I don't know. But now they are literally my biggest fans. Like, even if I put like a little poll question, my 19-year-olds always answer it. So it's like, I think they are learning that you can decide you want to do something and really make it happen. So
Oh my
to your
God.
point, so specifically, what does your business actually look like behind the scenes? Like, how are you building it?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. It is getting super precise and regimented
Mhm.
because of how fast we've grown. Uh, but when I started, it was messy. It was a messy middle for a long time. There's still a lot of
Mhm.
messy middle happening, and I honor that. So I definitely like to show the transparency of where I'm at and a hard day. I just posted something the other day, and it was like, you're about to have like a breakthrough. About to have like a genuine breakthrough. Oftentimes, like the enemy is like making it super hard because he's holding on so tight. Like, no, you will not succeed, right? And it feels so heavy, and you feel like everything around you is like literally crumbling. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, should I continue this thing? And yes, like you're so close, you know. And so, I mean, that actually has been me in a lot of ways. In the past like 90 days, kind of getting to this next level of growth. I have the Millionaire Homemaker, but what has transpired was something I never anticipated, which was building a boutique social media marketing agency, and helping big brands, and online influencers and companies with their social media. So my team fully crafts every piece of content every single month, like 30 pieces of
Wow.
content a month, every single day, because that's a challenge. It is such a challenge for businesses. Their
So are those
expertise,
2 different businesses?
they're
Just so
two
somebody
different.
listens.
They are sister companies. They're sister companies. So
Got
one
it.
is Ferrari Media House. One is the Millionaire Homemaker, and they support each other. So the Millionaire Homemaker helps the mother with all kinds of resources so they can launch the business and they can
Got
get
it.
going.
Okay.
They can learn how to do content marketing. They can learn how to do the automation, AI, train your business bot so it can do the work of 10 people. I mean, literally, solo entrepreneurs are building empires because they know how to leverage AI and automation
Mhm.
technology.
Mhm.
And
So
when
that specifically is somebody would sign up for the Millionaire Homemaker and they would take classes, or how
Oh,
does that
sure.
work?
Yeah. So that is all. It's a passive model, which is a beautiful thing. And then there's also like a live mastermind that we do, which if
Okay.
you really need that hand holding, I'll
Sure.
live launch your business with you with other women, and we're looking to do that about once a year. We've done one already, and it was like kind of when I was first getting started, actually. So I'm really excited to launch the second one this year. And literally from beginning to end, it's like, okay, what talents do you have, and then how do we nurture that into a branding strategy, a content message, so it's like really sticky. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
times people say, oh, like I just want to help people with this, but we got to get to like scratch the surface to know like, why do people care, not what you
Right.
do, why do you do what you do. And
Yeah, it
that was
takes a
the
little
biggest difference in
time
my
to
own
find
process.
that.
Like I completely like flat out, when I started doing this, I had another handle and it failed so bad. It was so bad because I kept speaking to the what, like, oh, you have systems, like use this tool and this tool, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
cares. So like I had to think very differently about how to do that. And that's like the whole behind the scenes of like learning viral media. I mean, I
Yes.
spent every night like taking notes. I put the kids to bed and I'd have a notebook and I'd like write down, okay, what made this content piece go viral? Okay, great. Like this is something that's in a viral content piece. This is in a viral content piece. Success leaves breadcrumbs. I don't care what kind of success you have,
Yes.
there are breadcrumbs. And so does content. Content leaves consistent breadcrumbs. And so I started like reverse engineering, dissecting the
Mm.
content pieces. And I then changed my handle. I was like in the art room one day and I'm like scrubbing paint up and I'm like, oh, I was like, I can be both of these women, And I like it's the millionaire homemaker. Like I'm homemaking
Right.
and I'm doing all the things. I'm in the trenches, but I have this dream, and I also can build wealth from home in a massive way. And I get to commingle these things. And so
I
I remember
love
telling my
that. I
husband, he was
really.
like, I
Mm.
think I get it. He's like,
Good luck.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it makes
Yeah.
sense. These are like two polar opposite things, Alexia. Like, I don't know that people are gonna like this. And so, but
Mhm.
I knew, my hair stood up, like on my arms.
Yes.
I was like, this is it. This is it. And so that was like the idea, but I didn't change it right away. I like started like researching, and then I flipped my personal handle, which was like Alexia M Ferrari for years, stuck at 2,500 followers for years. Okay, I mean like, and only my mom was commenting on anything. My
Oh
mom,
man.
she's bought every single program or anything I've ever done. She's like,
Mine too.
God
Mine
love her.
thinks my mom thinks I am like a dream come true, like so successful. I'm like, Mom, it's like she think because she's watching my podcast on TV because my dad
Oh
hooks,
my
the
goodness.
YouTube. So I think she feels like I've made it. You know what I mean? So, but
You
it's
have
like,
made it. You have
but
made it. You
it
have the
doesn't
most
get better
amazing
than
guests.
that.
And like, I mean, it's like a
Oh yeah.
pinky moment. I'm here. I'm so excited. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Oh,
So, speaking of that, at what point did you realize this was becoming something much bigger than a social media account?
oh. So, I think that some women set out to earn and build a business.
Mhm.
And what I learned very quickly is when you do that, it's very self serving.
Mm.
And it's hard to get people excited about it. Instead, if you can paint a picture of a vision of how you're delivering results or how their life is going to be transformed by whatever thing that you're sharing, they
Mhm.
start looking at that as a beautiful value proposition. And they're just like, I want that. I want to feel that. I want to experience that thing that she's talking about. And it has nothing to do with the what of the actual tangible thing that they're telling. It's a value. And
Mhm.
when you start creating content for your online business and you start delivering to the value set of the target audience or the avatar, they start feeling it inside and they start
Right.
carrying the flag for your mission for you. So no longer have you developed just a brand or a
Mhm.
company or a handle. You have created a freaking movement, and like
Yeah.
people will rally behind it for you. In fact, when you have people online that are saying icky things, guess what happens? Your community jumps in like, hey, hey,
Yeah.
like we believe
Yeah.
we. It's not I, it's we. And so
Yeah.
I think anybody that's like going out there to do something, figure out what I call it your MVV, so your mission, your vision, your values. Figure out what those things are and make sure they are so inherently woven into your content that it is
Mm.
undeniable the result that you're going to create for them by them following you, by them downloading a lead magnet, by them enrolling in a course, by them hiring you for one-on-one coaching or joining your mastermind or whatever it is.
It's crazy too because you have it like deep in your soul and you sort of like know your why and your mission, but like getting that
Yeah.
to be in the content takes time. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I first started this, I have a lemon tree in my backyard and I'm like so proud of the lemons. And so I did this whole video of me picking the lemons and who knows what I said, but like first of all it took me forever because all of this I've had to learn. And I put it and it was like a total dud. And my friend was like, can I be honest with you? Like, no one is following you to see someone pick lemons. Like, she's like, you're sort of just like outspoken, like just stay true to yourself.
Yes.
And like the next thing I put up was just something me talking shit about parenting and like, boom, it's just so, or
Right.
actually the thing I got the most for was I tried to be like an influencer. Like in the beginning, I was trying to like, oh, could I sell this or that? And I was wearing my little weighted vest. I figure I wear this thing every day anyway.
Yeah.
And so I sent a video to the company and they wrote back, "You're wearing the vest upside down." And I was like, so I videoed that and I put that on a
Yes.
social media
Sticky.
and I got more action from that in the morning, no makeup, a vest upside down
Yeah.
than my amazing lemon picking, So it's like
Exactly.
such a
Exactly.
testimony for like true
Yes.
authenticity. And
Yes.
that's kind of like that sort of helped shape it for me.
100. That's so funny, by the way. I love that, and it's something people are really craving right now. So you
Yes.
can curate what you think people want, but if you are
Mm.
just yourself, okay, and you can just like be, people are actually going to be way more attracted to that because you got to think like right now we're in an age, and it's a little scary. We're like, am I even me right now? Keisha, like, like, am I
Right.
just like, am I an AI bot twin? Like, maybe.
Yeah.
We are doing that. Like, that is happening. And and some of them are really good. Some of them are terrible. Some of them are
Some of
really
them are
good.
so good. I sent one to my son. It was like a little baby and so cute. And he's like, "Mom, that's not even real."
It's not
I'm
even
like, "Oh,
real.
bless
Yeah,
my heart."
it's wild. I mean, there is going to be a whole movement, and there are already, of AI influencers
Mhm.
that will talk on a very specific topic. And
Yep.
because they can crank content out faster than you can blink an eye,
Yeah.
it's hard to compete with that. It's hard. So what can compete with it? It's the authenticity. It's the
Right.
humanness that is not perfect in you is what's going to make your content pop off in today's
Yeah, because the bot
market.
definitely wouldn't wear the vest upside down.
No, they would
Yeah.
not, right? So,
Okay, so what has been the hardest part about building a business while raising a family? Because
mm,
obviously you spoke a little bit to the benefits of being home and like,
yeah,
how special that is. But we all know, for example, trapped in my office with my blinds down so that my 12-year-old who I homeschool doesn't pound on the door. So it's like, what has been the hardest part for you? I think blending the two.
yeah. So so funny. So I'm in my shed, my work shed right now. Okay, so
Me
to your
too.
point, I was in an office on my first floor, and I remember trying to be in meetings, and I was breastfeeding at the time, and my baby's coming in like, give me the milkies, baby, and I'm like, I'm training like Navy engineers right now. I'm in the middle of a training, like no, and so it came down to me having, actually I had to move outside. I had to move to my shed. I had my husband take our shed that literally had like wooden planks and garage equipment in here, and like we made it into my office. And just having a little bit of distance actually helped.
Yes.
So I always say like build in the facts of time. So what does that actually mean? To me right now, this is what it looks like. And it depends on what stage of motherhood you're in. So I'm not going to suggest my schedule to a new mom. And we
Mhm.
really, really need to be clear on that because as a new mom, you're surviving and we know that. So
Yes. Yes.
please be kind to yourself. But right now, like, I mean, it's true. Like some days I'm up at 4:30. I'm gonna get a quick workout in, and then I'm gonna spend that time before my kids get up to do like any deep work that I have that's happening. If I've got to get in there and look at content documents for clients, things like that. I'm doing all of those things. And then building in little pockets of protected time. So sometimes that
Mhm.
means that maybe twice a week, I'm gonna let my husband do dinner fully, like he'll come home because he has a traditional job. And then when he gets home, I'm gonna work between now and then bedtime. So that's gonna be maybe 2 or 3 hours to like get something in, and that'll be super focused. Sometimes it's throughout the day, like I try to create an afternoon space where I am having the kids do an activity of some kind, or maybe they can be outside playing when it's nice out. I can be outside doing that a little bit, but those are little slivers. So I like to build
Yep.
longer stretches and then slivers where I can just check in the cracks, and I do some. One of the reasons I'm so passionate about an online business that is passive in nature. And when I say passive, I'm going to air quote this. Okay, nothing is genuinely passive. We have to nurture. But we most certainly can build a product based upon our talents and gifts. We can create really beautiful, very helpful lead magnets of some kind. We can invite people into our digital ecosystem. We can have a very high converting funnel because we've researched what is high converting and making sure that all the buttons are in the right area. I want to learn more, and the button is right by my thumb on my phone. Most people do not create like that, right? And so those tiny little details. And then I'm going to have a beautiful email marketing campaign that's attached to that. We're going to create a DM automation sequence and series that's going to nurture that client without me touching a button. Literally, it's happening behind the scenes. So for a mother that has a lot of small children, let's take a weekend and let's build out everything. Let's not make it perfect, not refine the cannonball, but let's create a minimal viable product. Let's launch that sucker. And then you can actually run that business from home. Because then at that point, what are you responsible for? Content creation.
Right.
Content creation. That's it. Right? And then maybe once a quarter, you're going to like revise the offer, depending on what season you're in, or if it's a passive product that is not a course or something. Maybe it's like a digital download or something. Maybe you just change it up once a quarter. I like to offer things if it's a course or something that might be live. Like I think live is great if you can create boundary. So like a mastermind once a year, I can do that. That's great. Now the other business I have, very high touch, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. That business is not a business that I would recommend a mother, working from home to do right now because it's so high touch, but
Right.
it's funny. Like I had to ask myself the question. I was like, Alexia, are you sure you want to get, like, I know the work is coming and I know that people are asking, this is a black card business. Like I don't advertise for it. I don't, these are recommended clients.
People see what you're doing and know that you're obviously good at it. That's probably your best advertising.
Right. And so I've asked myself, do you really want a social page on this? I actually don't even want to work with like that many people, but it's scaled, to a very healthy space. I'll just say that. Like I get to nurture these clients in a very intimate way. So like I get to look in and the team gets to see, okay, wow, like people aren't converting here. They're getting stuck. We should probably do this. Their digital product is just not sticky enough. Like let's tweak that a little bit. Maybe next month, let's offer a different lead magnet to get them in. And then the content itself, I'm always using the Millionaire Homemaker as the beta page. So like we test everything on the Millionaire Homemaker. Oh, this is a new content kind of type or whatever. Let's do it here. And if it tanks, then I'm like, or let me tweak it a little bit and see if it works a little bit better. And so I take the highest performing things there, and then we duplicate them on all of the client roster that we have. So I'm all about proof in the pudding. So like if you download my viral playbook, I teach you how to do it. It's so easy. Like once you like, you just have to reverse engineer success in content, and it's so fun.
There's so much stuff that just seems, I actually made a reel about this morning. There's so much stuff that seems so hard and like just out of range. I mean, me figuring out how to do this virtual podcast or figuring out how to even do reels and all that stuff was such a challenge. But if you really want to do it and you take the time to figure it out and you seek out advice from someone like yourself, it is possible. And it's also very empowering when you start to like figure that stuff out.
I know. Like, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know everything either. Like, I definitely rely on other people, like still, like to tell me that's I don't know everything about AI automation when it comes to like, I mean, we're getting into a space where DM sequencing can have full-blown conversations depending on how it's answered in the logic. Like it'll take you down a whole decision tree to help sell for you to different products that would help that specific customer. Like sometimes that blows my mind a little bit, and like I just have to like default to the expert in those areas. But I'm learning more and more every day. But you're so right. Like something that seems really hard. What is that saying? Is it Maria Forleo? Everything's figure outable. Like everything's figure outable. Like it really is.
Yeah,
Like,
you really have to just like
Yeah.
have enough time, take your time with it, and, decide that it is figure outable.
Yeah, and I think the decision is really it. I think a lot of moms are like they're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Do I want it? Do I want it? Do I want it? Well, that thought process and that mindset, that is indecision, and
Mhm.
you'll never get a result with indecision. I had to learn that the hard way. And I was so in and out of in my business for a long time. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I'm corporate this. That. Like, no, just decide. Just decide.
And you really do have to go in if you want it to be successful. If you want anything to be successful, you have to
Yeah.
commit.
And you got
Yes,
to be
for
a student.
sure.
You have to be like a student of
Totally.
your craft. And like
Mhm.
I'm gonna be super honest with you. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars learning how to do this. I didn't know, and so I definitely spent money on things I shouldn't have. And I'm like, oh, I didn't really know. That was just like a mastermind to like give me motivation.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Well, you know quickly that I spent money on stuff I shouldn't have also, but had I not, I would never know. I
you
started out with
never
somebody doing
know.
all my social
Yes,
media, all this,
yes,
and it wasn't that successful. So,
great.
you know, but you
Yeah,
live and you learn and you keep plugging along. You learn quickly what isn't going to work, certainly.
right, right. And I think that because we went from this space where I think a lot of coaches were like charging a ton of money to like be part of like
Mhm.
these containers, and I think wonderful, wonderful. I think it's great when you value yourself and you can offer like that value
Yeah.
inside of a container. But I walked away from a lot of experiences thinking to myself, did I really get what I needed to turn sales and to actually be successful?
Mhm.
Like, because mindset's good. Being around other entrepreneurs is good. Learning from other people who've done it specific ways good. But I needed like tactical things. Like, how do I
Yes.
build a funnel? Is that what you call it? A funnel? Is that what they're calling it? A funnel? Like, what's a funnel? And I
Right.
had to. I then went to learn, and I actually ended up purchasing like lower ticket things that taught me a ton of value. And I thought, you know what? I want to make the Millionaire Homemaker step one. So for somebody that has no idea what they're doing, I want to give them tangible resources where they can spend $50 and know something about how to do this. It can give them step one, and I can point them in the right direction, or give them a template that they can use, like a DIY situation.
Right.
And
And
then
sometimes that's good to get started and then to learn
yes,
what you need to learn. You know what I mean? Because
yes,
like I spent some money out of the gate and then I'm like, shit, like a little bit is better, I think, in the beginning. Get your feet
yes,
wet, have a little direction, and then figure out a few things. So
yes.
I like that there are reasonable cost items that women that are new to this can choose with Millionaire Homemaker.
Yes, yes, 100%. Like I just, you know, getting the resources to get started to take step one, because I think a
Mhm.
lot of mothers get tripped up on starting, like beginning, like what is step
Totally, 'cause
one?
it's
We
overwhelming and
overthink
it's
it, right? As
yeah.
women, like we
Well,
want it
it's
to
a
be
bit
perfect.
intimidating. You look at
Yeah,
people like yourself that have all these followers and you're sitting there with like 50 and you're like, "How on earth am I gonna get from here to there?" You know? So,
yeah, yeah. And
I
we
think
we often compare our step one to somebody's step 20, and it's
yes.
just not really fair. You're not giving yourself a ton of grace, and also know that like a big following is great, and I know that I've been known for my virality, and being able to kind of hack that. But there are a lot of successful coaches, businesses,
Mhm.
brands online with, I mean, like a quarter of my following,
Totally.
and they are crushing. Okay, they're
Yes.
crushing. Why? Because they know who they know who needs their product,
Mhm.
and they go really, really deep. They don't go wide, they go deep on fixing one specific
Right.
problem. They don't have a million products, they have one product. And that
Right.
one product is known by everybody. And so if you're starting out, do that. Find one really good problem that you can solve for somebody, and know everything you can about that woman or man, whoever it is, or the child, whoever the target is, and bring that problem to life in really cool content and in really interesting storytelling. Storytelling is the one way that's going to win this year in content.
Yes. I just did a storytelling my wedding from hell, and like I'm not I broke it up into 5 parts and it went crazy. I mean, people
That's
do love a good
amazing.
story. They really do. I love a good story. So, what
Yeah.
about has social media ever felt difficult or heavy for you behind the scenes? Because as a new person in social media, um, I've interviewed some celebrities recently, and witnessing some of the comments towards
Mm-hmm.
them it
Yeah.
is a little bit wild. Have you had experiences like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I was on a podcast last week, and we actually talked about the same exact thing. So with a platform, you're most certainly inviting anybody under the
Hmm.
sun to comment. You're putting yourself out there, and people are commenting. And when something just happens to pop off, uh, people are going to say all sorts of things. And so at first, it was really hard for me not to look to see under the hood, like, oh gosh, like what's happening in this thread? Oh gosh, there's
You
500
also feel
people
like
like
you're supposed to
single comment under the
respond.
thread.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really hurtful. Like, I'll be honest with you. It's like, sometimes it's like, oh wow, they're taking a 10-second video of me and they're making assumptions about who I am. And then I remind myself,
Mhm.
like, it's an assumption. And
Mm,
most of the time, these people are just hurt people. Like, anybody that
right. Right. Any
makes them,
healthy person probably wouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
because you know what? They know that their time's more valuable probably than to just comment and make ruckus online.
Sure.
Because their whole point is to create pain, right? Well, they're coming from a painful place. And I literally, like, I'll see stuff like that and I just say a little prayer and I'm just like, that person needs to fuck.
Yeah.
Make them
I
have a
haven't had much of it yet, but the more people I interview with bigger platforms, they've had a ton of it.
yeah.
So just like interesting how different people navigate that. What
Yeah.
do you think what do you think women are most hungry for right now? Financial freedom, identity, or something deeper?
Something deeper for sure. And I think it's a blend.
Mm.
I think that we're seeing a lot of accounts pop up about like slow living, getting back to like analog life.
Mhm.
And I don't know that it's going back to an analog life. It's going back to peace. And I think
Mhm.
that, especially if you're a millennial, we grew up in this time of hustle where it was like, go after your dreams, go big or go home, go, go,
Yes.
go, 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 go. And I think a lot of us just got burnt out. I got burnt out for sure. And so I think right now we're trying to redefine success in life. And it's not giving up on dreams, but I think it's creating it in a way that's on our own terms. And so, for me, that's creating from home. But what does that mean, for you and for anybody listening? Like, I think it's different for every person, but I do think it's about finally canceling out the noise of what everybody else thinks is successful and really asking ourselves, what does success look like for me in my life?
Right.
Is it maybe going to a job? Is it a specific kind of job? Who do I want to hang out with every day? What kind of people do I want to be around? What do I want to do every day? Like, what are those core things that allow me to feel whole? I think we talked about that at the beginning of the conversation. Like, what are those things that provide joy? If it's working out and making sure I get a walk in and having time with my kids, how do we build the infrastructure that allows for that? And so it's different for every person. But I think a lot of us are trying to ask that deeper question of, what do we want? And I think
Right.
that I know for me, for a lot of time, for a lot of my life, I think I just clung to what I knew society indicated as successful. So, a high paying salary, those
Mhm.
kinds of things, nice aesthetics, and, things that I had in my home, or, my Mercedes, which I traded in for a Chevy, all of those things. Like, I definitely, like, I idolized those things because I
Sure.
equated them to success, and motherhood just really just turned it all on its head. And it's not that I don't love nice things. I love nice things. Like I'm actually a very, like, I like to be pampered. Like I do.
Yeah.
Like I won't turn down. I mean, I'm show myself in my apron in my garden a lot because those things do bring me a lot of joy. But I'm not going to turn down a one night stay at the Four Seasons, baby.
Me
Like
neither.
I love
Me
those things.
neither.
Those are both sides of myself. But yeah, I think that I had to ask, like, what are those things? So yeah, that's
Mhm.
what I would ask. I think that's what more women are craving on a deeper level.
I totally agree. Do you ever feel pressure to look like you have it all together online? Like I know you sort of um, mention, really leading with authenticity, but does that pressure ever sneak up on you?
Sure. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. I have
Hmm.
600,000 people, potentially watching me when I
Right.
post. Like, it's hard,
Yeah.
but I would say that everything I did prior to Millionaire Homemaker, because we call it an overnight success. It was not an overnight success. I started posting online in 2012, 2011, yeah,
Wow.
2012 ish. So, I mean, I think I really got into it more like maybe like 2014 probably. But the point is, like, it's all preparing you for something. And so those moments when no one was watching, but I was getting into the repetition of
The
posting and
practice.
sharing my
Yeah.
thoughts, like that was all preparation for a really
Hmm.
massive opportunity, which was the Millionaire Homemaker. And had I not done that work and put in the reps, built the muscle to withstand negative comments, to withstand me making mistakes, to withstand me looking cringe and maybe stupid, losing friends, like all of those things,
Yeah.
because they happened. They did. Like I would go live, and I remember my first live, I literally thought I was gonna vomit. Like
Oh my gosh.
I can
Me
go live right
too.
now, and I'll come up with something to say, and I'm not gonna feel nervous at all. But there was a time and place when, like, I went live because I got challenged inside a mastermind to go live, and I literally thought I was gonna throw up. Like
Mhm.
I could feel it, and I was so relieved when I got to hit end, and then it's like loading, I'm like,
Yes.
you
But it's all of
know?
those experiences that lead us down the road,
Right?
and not just in social media, but in life, in parenting even. I mean, it takes a few hard knocks to feel like your feet are underneath you.
100%. So yeah, I think that now, because I did all that work, I have no problem showing up in my stories. No
Mhm.
makeup, hair bun. I mean, I do that pretty often. Actually, this version of myself, you see way less probably than my refined version, than my
Mhm.
unrefined version. Like the unrefined version is mostly, what you get in my stories. Just because that's honestly like, yeah, I can look okay on a day to day, and like I make sure I put a little makeup on and make myself feel beautiful. But like I'm in workout clothes, okay? Like I got my stretchy pants on and like
Right.
my hat, and I'm in go mode. Like I'm taking care of babies. I'm running a business, like multiple businesses, like boom 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 boom. I
I think that's really part of it. It's really what this podcast is, right?
Yeah,
Women wear so many hats. So
we do.
it's like
We do it
being
well.
able to sort of combine them all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always going to look camera ready. And
No.
I don't think that's relatable anyway. I don't think people, I'll speak for myself, like I don't want to see that all the time because
Yeah.
either you're left feeling inadequate or you're
Yeah.
annoyed. Like, right? Like
This is
it's
what
tough.
I recommend. If someone's building a business, this is what I tell my clients too. Have take 2 hours, okay? And I want you to come up with like a B-roll list of yourself. The B-roll list will reflect like what are the essence of your brand, okay? 10-second clips. For me, it's gonna be I'm in my garden. I'm probably taking care of kids. I'm making some scrambled eggs. I'm working on my computer a little bit. Like you're getting to see those are my B-roll clips. You see a lot of the same B-roll clips every 90 days on my page. It's for a reason because I'm not recording live, right?
And are
Yeah,
those
mine
for your
are pretty
stories?
authentic. Hmm?
Are those your stories or
No,
reels?
they're
What
they're
are you?
they're 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 on reels. Like
Got it.
they're the B-roll I use inside of my reels to curate
Got it.
content. But then I have way less way less refined content. So you might take time to full makeup for all those things and like full hair and you're looking glorious, all that stuff, right? So you have these like canned B-roll things, right? That you can pull and interweave into content with you doing real stuff in the trenches that people can relate to. So I always say like it's really helpful to have like a blended brand where you can see that raw, you can see the little bit of
Yes.
refine. So we know you're not a hot mess express. Like we know, yeah, we see you. You got it together,
Yeah.
But then like
Yeah.
they get to see the realness too. I mean, one of the most popular or a very very like a rising popular format right now is the FaceTime Reels. What is that? It's like you're talking to a friend. So we're literally gonna scramble. We're gonna pick up the camera. If this were the camera, I'm like picking it up, and you see all that mess. Hey guys, like I got this thing to share with you. Like it's really really cool. And like this happened. Isn't that amazing? Like you got to try this. It's so easy to do. And blah, blah. Okay, right. Have a great day. And
Yes.
no editing. Okay, it's the messy middle. You add a really sticky hook to the top. Okay, leave a little room at the head. Okay, best place. Head here, captions here. Okay, and great. You did that in real time. Your audience freaking
Right.
loved it. So I like show
Yeah.
both.
Show both. I like that. Well, I am so excited that we finally got a chance to do this. I feel like we've been talking about it forever. If somebody is interested in meeting with you, following Millionaire Homemaker, or even as far as your new business, how can they find you?
Oh my gosh. Well, just you can go to the millionairehomemaker.com. You can follow me on Instagram, and of course, you can go to the link in the bio there. You can get into our. I think right now we have our monthly reflections. It's called Homecoming Reflections. We give you prompts every month to help you generate wealth from home in all the different areas of life. Like that's our free community. Like get in there. And I have content that I push out content 2 to 3 times a day on my page.
Wow.
So content engine. Oh yeah, I have a freebie for go download that. It's called my 90 pieces of content in 90 minutes. I'm gonna teach you how to do it with AI. How to do all that and get yourself ready to go. And then you can film your B-roll, like I said, and you're on
Yes.
your way.
Awesome. Well, I am so grateful for you and I appreciate you. So
Oh,
until
thanks
next
for
time,
having
my
me. This
friend.
was awesome. Thank you so much.